Bus drivers of Reddit, what is something you wish customers knew, or would do more?
They're not answering because their do not speak to the driver sign is up.
As a bus rider, people need to stop playing their music.
My dad isn't a commercial bus driver, but a school one. If them kids could just sit in front like he asked, that'd be great.
Not a bus driver, but customers should always have the payment method ready before boarding.
Serious, former nice guys of Reddit, when and how did you change?
Ended up browsing through r/nice guys and saw the similarities and results. Immediately focused on my own work for once. Turned 180.
I was told that if you're a nice guy only to get laid, you aren't really nice and more of a suck-up loser who expects rewards for being a decent human being.
What tips do you have for not getting ripped off by a mechanic by someone who isn't informed about cars?
Don't be afraid to get a second or third opinion. Ask them to show you where the problem is. If they're a good mechanic, they'll have no problem with it. If they're trying to rip you off, they'll make up some sort of excuse as to why they can't show you.
Search Google and Yelp for mechanics in your area that are solid and can be trusted. I know a decent amount about cars, but it's exhausting to constantly wonder if I'm gonna have to figure out if I'm getting the wool pulled over my eyes or not.
What is something you do twice just to make sure, although you perfectly know the first time was sufficient?
Checking if I am in the right bus.
Clearing your calculator CC. Pull the trigger on my drill before actually using it.
That I'm on mute during a work conference call. I check that the mute icon is lit up. I say hello? Hi guys, can you hear me? Then when I receive no answer, I'm good. Checking my passport is in my bag before I travel. Last trip I must have looked 4 more times despite knowing it was in there the first time.
Saving in a game.
Clicking dongs.
What is the biggest/longest secret you've kept?
My wife doesn't know that our 3 kids are secretly named after Street Fighter characters.
I killed my best friend's fish while watching it for her while she was on vacation. Then I replaced it with a fish that looked nothing like it and told everyone that they were crazy for thinking that it wasn't the same fish.
My half-brother isn't actually related to me at all, because my dad's ex-wife cheated on him and got pregnant. Everyone knows but my half-brother.
I'm a male, and was sexually abused by an older boy, uncle's friend's son, when I was younger. Which resulted in my family being torn apart because my father was defending me in court. This is the first time I've ever said this publicly.
What are some double standards that don't involve gender?
I have lots of experience, like they're asking, but the employer thinks I'm too old for the job.
My parents say that our generation only does stuff so that we can take a picture and post it, and then whenever we go do something, my parents take a ton of pictures so that they can post them.
Pretty people get away with a lot more than ugly people.
Celebrity overdoses, such a tragedy. Addiction is a disease. Anyone else overdoses, fucking junkie, what did they expect would happen?
What do you do to keep a conversation from dying?
My favorite is to ask about a big detail from the last time you spoke, or asking about how their family is doing. Almost every time, it perks up the conversation because now they get to talk about something relevant/interesting to them.
Get them talking about something they're interested in.
Do you wipe sitting down or standing up? CPR.
Ford. F. Family. O. Occupation. R. Recreation. D. Dreams.
What is your never again brand, store, restaurant, or company? Morticians of Reddit, what is the weirdest thing that has happened while working with a deceased person?
If this topic interests you, I recommend checking out the Ask a Mortician YouTube channel. Caitlin Dowdy is informative and super interesting. She's also written a book.
What's the most important lesson life has taught you?
Can't please everyone.
Your life belongs only to you, and only you can decide what to do with it. Don't judge people too harshly. You might be in their situation sooner than you think.
Nobody cares about you as much as you do.
Your true friends become apparent when you're at your lowest.
Things aren't always your fault. Sometimes you're just a normal sane person who's been put in an unfortunate situation.